Hello, friends. Welcome. I am Ananda Rose. Thank you for joining me today. I have decided to do a video talking about 3I Atlas or Atlas 3I and bringing in a light language transmission for it. So as usual, I will do a clearing and then we'll go into this. I'm going to give you a bit of a commentary and my thoughts on it. I didn't think I was ever doing this. And suddenly in the last 24 hours, I've had some downloads from my higher self and my guides that I was to say something to the community that's on my channel about it. Okay, right. Let's do the clearing. Kiramakatufa, welcome. Welcome, teams of lights, of all of you and my team of light. Just clearing our fields, clearing us from everything before we got to here and now in this time and space, just clearing us. For you and for me, and then we're going to bring in some crystal energy and clear with our selenite, our pink selenite. Bringing in very especially today the Lemurian crystal. I love it. It's very special to bring it in, but we're putting it on our third eye. Taking a breath. I'll put it on your third eye. Okay. And then my third eye. And if you need to pause the video and go get your crystal, please do. I apologize for not informing you first. Have your crystal ready. But if you're watching this, you probably have it somewhere close by. Taking a deep breath. Just holding it, just balancing it on the third eye. Yeah, we're just going to clear our third eye with it. Then going over to the crown chakra and clearing, and then going down to the Alta Major, Bindu chakra. Coming to the ear. Holding it here at the throat chakra. Taking a deep breath. Ooh, hey, I just feel a heat in my chest. Thymus gland, and the heart chakra. Higher heart, and then now the heart chakra. Breathe with me, friends. Take another breath. Breathing again. Keeping the feet firmly planted on the ground. Closer to me now. Let's talk. Just as we're coming back from that. Friends, I want to say this about 3I Atlas or Atlas 3I. A month ago, a friend asked me, and I say a month ago because I'm so, aware of how long ago I spoke to this friend. She said, hey Rose, what do you get? What sense do you get of 3I Atlas or Atlas 3I? And I said, well, actually, I don't get a sense of anything. And I just didn't have a sense of it. I know people were talking about it. There were some people saying, don't be afraid of it, all that stuff. And, it was okay. So this is what's happening in our world. And, I thought about sometime in I think must be late 70s, early 80s, when we had a comet coming through towards us. We lived in South Africa at this time, or I lived in South Africa at this time, and I was a child, probably about, I don't know, maybe between 8 and 12 years old. And I remember my parents talking about it. And in South Africa, the news reports was saying it was called Skylab. I mean, interesting, right? Now that we know what we know about everything. Skylab, sky and lab. You just have to wonder. And there were all these stories about Skylab, and people were concerned that it will land on their houses. Yes, because that was what the news report was saying. And the thing that could happen if it landed on your house was there would be a fire, right? Or if it landed anywhere in any area, it would explode into, and cause fires. And in the end, the news report said, well, it had landed, Skylab had landed, and it landed in the desert. Interesting, right? I say interesting, and you know what I mean when I say interesting, because this was the news report then, and we didn't ever question the news reports. We said, oh yeah, okay, so that happened, and so of course we were saved because it didn't land in a rural area. It landed in the desert, and I have to think it landed in the desert. Yay! Now I know it might be something different than what they were saying to us. But coming back to Atlas 3I, and my friend asked me this, and I thought, well, I don't know, because for me, I didn't really take it seriously, as in that I needed to be concerned about it, or I don't know. I just thought, well, so it's coming, and I don't know. I didn't tune into what that is, and many of my times I'm still not tuning into what it was. But this week I came across Magenta Pixie's video on 3I Atlas, or what she's referring to as Kalina or Kalina. Okay. And I thought I'm going to listen to it because it called me a few times. And I thought, right, I'm going to listen to it. Interestingly enough, she was talking about Kalina coming in and bringing in energies that prepared us for Stargate ascension. I'll just basically say that, right? She talked about symptoms we might experience, like maybe uh, to integrate it. If you are not on your awakening journey, if people are not on their awakening journey, they might be feeling fatigued. I'm using my words, okay? I'm not using her words exactly. They might be feeling fatigued. And of course, she also said that the energy was magnified by the full moon, and it contains the I'm reading here. Sorry, the energy was magnified by the full moon, and it is elemental energy, and it contains the wisdom of the Fae. She also said, and I'm trying to find my notes here, and I should have written this better. She also said that it brings in liberty, sovereignty, justice. Yes, and justice. Those are the energies that are coming in. And of course, with it comes, in its energy comes the emerald dragons. And that kind of got my attention. And I thought, oh, okay, I've got to go back and read what the emerald dragons do. And so that's what got me on this trajectory of I need to come in and talk to us, because that was how I started to get my downloads from my higher self. Yesterday on radio, I had taken my cards in, because I read cards on the radio. I pull cards for people, ask them to think about something, and I'll pull a card and then see if they get the answer, etc. Anyway, nobody ever comes back to me and say, hey, Rose, you got me the answers right, or you said that day. Nobody does, but it's all right, because we know that it's going out. And that's the most important thing, is that it's going through the radio frequencies and it's reaching people in places we aren't even aware of. Okay, coming back to this. So now I took the cards with me, and I talked about Atlas 3I, and I talked about the emerald dragons. I'm going to call them the green emerald dragons. Of course, emerald and green are the same color. And I thought, well, I'm going to talk about the emerald dragons. And I did a light language transmission. And so I thought, as I was thinking more about this, I was meant to come and talk about this. I've been trying to listen to Heather Hensworth's interview with a lady called Kelly Kolodney. And Kelly channels the Archangel Raphael. And today I managed to listen to it. And there was a lot of, there was a lot of things coming up. And and Kelly channeled not just Archangel Raphael, but she also channeled Atlas 3I. And what is it that it's bringing in for us? And one of the things that they encouraged was that, firstly, what is it bringing in? Bringing in light codes for us in this time of ascension, bringing us a new energy that we didn't know. And I'm just going to speak because I listened to both of them and it intermingles. And this is why I thought I need to do a session and we need to bring in some light language transmissions for us. And I'll tell you why for us. Okay, right. So she was talking about it coming in and bringing in a new energy. Kelly Kolodney was talking about that. Magenta Pixie was talking about it's bringing in energies for us to birth how we have transformed to create this new earth, right? And so we've changed and we have transformed, right? But the energy, the way I'm understanding it, the energy coming in with this 3I Atlas is to bring forth that which has changed within us to birth new earth or for the new earth. I think that's pretty awesome. Yes. One of the things that Kelly Kolodney was talking about was we must receive the codes through the heart, not the mind. Okay. Yes. And that is why, and Magenta Pixie was talking about going out in nature, meditation, yoga, all those things that will bring us into oneness, into alignment, into synchronicities to receive that which we have to receive as a collective and as individuals. All right. It is so that we can bring forth from ourselves whatever our transformation has been meaning to bring forth for us. Right. So be in water, work with the water. So interesting. So interesting. Yesterday, that I got the King of Water, the Page of Water coming through on radio, right? So there's something about air, water, and fire. Okay. So what Kelly Kolodney was also saying is to connect with our indigenous teachings, right? And to be aware of the planets, the moon, connect with the energy of the moon, because this will all help us. Magenta Pixie was talking about burnout, right? Burnout for those people, like I was saying, yes, that's what her word was. Burnout, I said fatigue. Burnout for people who aren't aware of the awakening or the ascension pathway and are not awakening to that, but also for some of us that are aware and doing our part in the ascension process and constantly doing whatever we do. It will also feel strange for us. We could sometimes have this burnout energy. I have had a week of total fatigue. I have been falling asleep on the couch. I've been ready to go back to sleep after walking the dog. And I think I said it in one of my videos about how fatigued I have felt. Are you feeling like that? Maybe this is what we are integrating, the energies that Atlas 3I is bringing in for us. It is in our solar system already. Okay, by October 7th, it was meant to be in our solar system. But according to this interview that Heather Hensworth has done with Kelly Kolodney, it was going to be around Mars, about the 3rd of October, and then it's going to be at Venus, or around Venus on the 5th of November. And then on the 21st of December, it's going to be around Earth, right? So that's our time. And then in March next year, it's going to be around Jupiter. So what we are being encouraged to do and be and see and know is that this is nothing to fear. Okay, so whatever it's going to be, this is nothing to fear. I want to go back to when my friend asked me what I thought about Atlas 3I. I said to her I had not a sense of anything. And she said, well, what if they just go past here? I said to her, but some of the esoteric teachers were saying that it's a spaceship, right? Because it's coming from a distant star system, according to what is being said, according to NASA, according to esoteric teachers. But what the esoteric teachers are saying is it's a spacecraft coming toward us. Is it? I don't know. Another one I listened to earlier in the week said she just got, when she doesn't pay attention. This is I'm trying not to name drop. What is her name? I've the name. Yeah, it just fails me right now. But anyway, it will come to me. She was saying when she heard about it, because she doesn't pay attention to the news report, but when she heard about it, she just thought Starship Enterprise. And I think, well, my gosh, why not, right? And so it's really just to be funny. And then I realized that since I've been hearing a spaceship, I keep seeing the Starship Enterprise when I think about Atlas 3I. Okay. However, friends, my friend and I were talking, and I'd said to her at that time, a month ago, some people are saying it's a spaceship. Anyway, she said to me, but what if they just they don't even pay attention to us? What if they just go past you and they don't, they're not paying attention? And I said, well, perhaps they've gone past a lot of times. We just haven't noticed because we have not been at that high vibrational frequency that we are at now. Now we've done all that work and now we're conscious of them coming. Yeah. Because remember, we've been talking about light coming down from the cosmos for a few years now, that we got extra light every time something's happening at Lionsgate and all that. All of that's happening, right? So now, a month later, I finally took some time to listen, and I listened this week, to Magenta Pixie and what her download was about it. What fascinated me was that the emerald dragons are there. Okay, I'm going to read about them very shortly. I've always thought and felt that distractions is something we should not be paying attention to. The distractions are fear, worry, all of those things. By the way, Atlas 3I is coming with a squad. There are other comets following it. I don't know if you know this or if you've heard that report, because there are other comets. There's probably about 6 others coming. In the video that Heather Hemsworth has done with Kelly Kolodney, she channels Archangel Raphael and, as I was saying, and Atlas 3I, and it explains what the others are. Okay, I'm going to link those at the end of this video so that you can listen to it and you can get a better sense of what I'm trying to say, because I'm just giving you bits and pieces from it. So I kept getting this on my YouTube feed to listen to Heather Hemsworth and Kelly Kolodney, and I didn't have time, but today I took the time to listen to it. And I absolutely love that channeling. I think it's awesome. I want to say this though, from my perspective. Those videos were given to me by my higher self so that I could come online and talk about this and give you my download for this. My download for this has just been happening now as we speak. Okay. I'm here to bring in the light language transmission, because remember, this is all about liberty, sovereignty, and truth. Yes. And so someone said earlier this week, we keep talking about sovereignty, but often the very thing that's meant to be sovereign, we find all the time, and we think things are, they talked about authenticity. For me, authenticity and sovereignty go together. So they one and the other, they go hand in hand. This person was talking about authenticity and how authenticity is just being slammed. People use that word and it actually doesn't mean anything, because often you find the very people that are talking about authenticity are doing what they deem to be authentic for other reasons. I'm probably one of those people too, because I'm human and I live here on this planet, and I am still on my journey to transformation and to purity and all of that. But I hope that that in my endeavor to do the best I can, that I'm getting there quicker rather than, quicker rather than slower. All right. What I want to say to all of us today is we already know what Atlas 3I is. If you, like me, didn't think you had a sense of it, I'm going to encourage you to tune into your higher self. I also know that you'll find this when it's time. I know you'll find that when it's time, because Atlas 3I is going to be in our solar system for what, the next 5 months, right? And so, isn't it amazing to think that what's coming to us is an orchestrated divine energy carrier? And we are, for this time, aware of it. Because I choose to believe more that which is of the higher vibration, and that is, okay, this is coming to us from a distant star system. It is divinely orchestrated, is a gift to the planet by the universe, by source energy, right? And so it's coming and it's going to shift us and it's going to help us bring forth all the transformation we've gone through to bring into being new Earth, right? So I believe we know what this is. Some of us have probably been in that distant ancient star system. Think about the age that we are. Think about how many times our souls have incarnated on Earth and other galaxies and other planets. So I am encouraging you to be in your highest frequency, your highest vibrational frequency. I'm encouraging you not to give in to fear. I've spoken to people who have been so distracted, so busy with their lives, they don't even know it's coming. They're not even paying attention to it. I've spoken to somebody a few weeks ago, and this was where I was concerned that people would be afraid, and she didn't want to hear anything. She said, "Don't tell me. I don't want to know. If I don't know, I don't need to worry about it." What I have to tell myself when people say these things to me is that if that's how they're feeling, then that's their journey, right? But we that are knowing, I know that somewhere within me, I know about Atlas 3i from before now. I know what it is. And I'm going to encourage you to remember that about yourself, to tune into that aspect of you, to go within yourself, right? And ask your higher self, the greater you, the all knowing you, the you that carries your blueprint. What is this? And what do I do in this time? For me, I will always say yoga, meditation, tuning in, grounding, earthing, hydrating your body, being in a great energetic frequency is a given. You know, I say this all the time if you watch the channel regularly. That's what I'd be saying to you. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do. So, but we will be remiss if we do not talk about the dragons. I'm pretty sure I've done a light language transmission a couple of years ago with the emerald dragon. It's kind of unusual. Let's give it that, right? It's quite smooth. It's not scaly, right? And it also has red eyes, which I think is kind of unusual for a green dragon, but indicative of fire. Yeah, indicative of fire. What I also want to say about the emerald dragons is that they work with Archangel Raphael, the angel of healing, the angel that comes from the east on the horizontal plane. Yeah, the angel of the east, Archangel Raphael. And isn't it interesting that Kelly Kolodney channels Archangel Raphael, and she had a lot to say about this, and that Magenta Pixie shared her channeling and brought in the Emerald Dragons. I don't recall her saying anything about Archangel Raphael, but the Emerald Dragons work with Archangel Raphael. I'm just going to turn it the other way. This is the incense. Right. Emerald dragons bring in healing and cosmic abundance. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your fifth dimensional blueprint. I just feel this heat in my chest right now. Emerald dragons are wise healers who prepare us to align with our true fifth dimensional blueprint. They work with the mighty Archangel Raphael, the Emerald Angel, in charge of the development of the third eye. So if you're feeling at the moment that your third eye, I woke up a couple of mornings with a headache right there, and it was a lot. I've been trying to clear and balance my third eye in my quiet space, and it doesn't seem to be settling because I'm seeing all sorts of faces and scenarios, and I don't know what that is. So very important to ground and balance a chakra. Do balancing of your chakra every day if you need to do it. All the chakras, okay? But very especially pay attention to that one. Emerald dragons clear our emotional body to leave us free to love, forgive, and open our hearts. These magnificent dragons also retune our mental body so that our thoughts support our divine perfection. This allows Archangel Raphael to pour emerald light through our spiritual body so that our physical body aligns with all we can be. They also open us up to cosmic abundance. Working with Archangel Raphael, they link us through our third eye to Jupiter and its ascended aspect, Jumbe. This is the planet of good fortune and beneficial rewards. The blessings that fall upon us may be financial, but not necessarily, and they are always fortuitous for our ascension pathway. The guidance here is receiving this card invites you to fill your aura with emerald light so that the emerald dragons can enter your energy fields easily and consume all that no longer serves you. Breathe gently in and out of your third eye so that the emerald dragons can touch and open it. They will start to pull back your veils of illusion. This card indicates you are ready to receive healing, love, and a cornucopia of wonderful things. So relax at a deep core level and invite these magnificent dragons to bring good fortune into your life. Remember to be grateful for all the good that comes your way. Friends, today my message is, you know what Atlas 3I is. And when somebody gets a download on the planet to say the emerald dragons are coming with Atlas 3I, we have an opportunity to tune into that. We have an opportunity to say, okay, think about the downloads that these people are getting that are telling us it's okay, are telling us everything is fine, are telling us this is actually for our ascension journey. It's for our evolution to that fifth dimension. It's giving us individually our blueprint, bringing to the forefront our fifth dimensional blueprint. And of course, it's doing it for the planet and other beings on the planet too. We are remarkably, wonderfully blessed. And this time, or I'm going to say, we are remarkably, wonderfully abundant. My friend Louise said blessed means blessed, but I'm changing that to abundant. So friends, let's have a sip of water wherever you are. Let's take a moment. We are going to clear the third eye. Right, first though, we want to do this. I'm going to use a white selenite to clear our fields. Okay, keeping your feet firmly planted on the ground, let's go. Clearing Kurumahuraha. Innatukururaha. Zahuranatika waktilakaturakatvahe. Ermeko takne. Sukrita wetzle. Oranakai tafahamago. Clearing all my body feels. Clearing. Zahurunatita forana. Clearing for you. By now you probably have your crystal. Please use it. Clearing the energy field. Samahura hete. Samahura hete forana hotilekata oranatikata. Utchakra matutufahoranakai. I'm told to use a selenite to clear and balance our third eye. Here's our exercise then. Take a moment to breathe. Breathing in through the nose. Take the breath to the third eye. All right, if you're holding your crystal, hold your crystal there. I'm going to do mine quietly, and I'm going to let you do yours quietly. So let's start now. Let's take the first breath, breathing in. So I'm going to take my breath through my nose, bring the breath to the bottom of my belly, bring it all the way up and into my third eye, and then I'm releasing through the nose. Let's see if you can do that too, or whatever it is, just breathe it in through the nose and into the third eye, and then breathe it out through the nose or the mouth, whichever is comfortable for you. Okay, let's get going. Start. First one. Last one. Right. When you're ready, come back from it. I'm going to hold the crystal, the Lemurian crystal now. And here we are. I'm going to breathe into it. I'm just doing a breath into my nose and into my third eye. I've done 2 of it. Now I'm going to go over to my crown chakra. Breathing into it and out. The crystal has given me a line here. Now I'm going to hold this crystal on my altar major, which is at the base of my skull, where my skull meets my spine. I want us to breathe at this time, friends, breathe into the nose, into the third eye, into the crown chakra, and into the altar major, and bring that breath out that way again through the nose. Last one. Bringing it back here to the third eye, the crystal. Taking it back to the altar major. It's got the blueprint for your life, remember? Just moving it over the altar major, going to bring it back to the third eye. Taking it over the crown, pausing, and then going to the altar major, and then bringing it back to the third eye. There was a lot of clearing and breathing, more than usual, in this session or in this transmission. So now let's receive the light codes that are coming through for us to be preparing for Atlas 3I. Ramatikate korokoto rakawate nakawate wate nakawate wate nakawate wate Hiramakutsufa rakhanatefero ramhawate nato. Please be seated if that's available to you, and move your body like you're doing a Sufi grind. Okay, we're just sitting on our hips and we're just going forward. Feet firmly planted on the ground. Breathing corona breathing in through the nose. Now we're going to do that Sufi grind the other way around. Okay, so we were going forward. Now we're going to come backward. No. Breathing again. As you come forward, from this way, go. Take a breath. We are the Emerald Dragons. We encourage you to be brave, for there's nothing to fear, to have courage. And as you go through this transformation, to continuously reach for balancing your fields, to continuously reach for grounding yourself, to integrate to that which we bring to you so that you become more cosmic, that your galactic self comes to the forefront. Many of you have done this. Many of you are here in this time and space supporting the collective. So awaken to this. Awaken to who you are, what your part is to hold light in space. Not just for you, for the collective. But many of you know this. You know who you are. You know what you're supposed to do here. So awakening you to what you are going to do at this time. The saints are not coming. They are here because you are the saints. All you're doing is holding light and space for the collective, for those you love, for yourself, because you still are in the physical, but rise up to the occasion on what your part is to play here on planet Earth. And if that means going into hermiting or hermit mode to figure it out and to stay in hermit mode and still hold space, do it. The energy this week has been intense because the comet, I won't say comet, because the energy that comes with what is known as 3I Atlas has entered the solar system. And even as we come back from that, Rose thinks, because this is Rose's thinking, is that true? Is it only now? Is that information absolutely correct? The timings and the dates. Not to doubt anyone, but to say, be open. Be open. Maybe the energies have been here and we haven't been aware of them. But we are aware now. Yes, yes. And Rose is probably just speaking from ignorance because, what does she know really, right? She's not an astrologer. She's not a... We love you, beloved ones. We are the Emerald Dragons. And we are here to say, we have come. We have been here before. We have come this time. We are here to support your journey through this ascension time. Thank you, friends. Thank you. As we come back, please have a sip of water. Sorry about the microphone going on. It just never seems to be in the right place often. And so, I had to just get it right. I apologize. Thank you, beloved friends. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything, for your support of this work. Thank you. Thank you. I will put the links in the description box for these other videos I mentioned, but please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already and share this with your friends. And of course, like the videos, comment. We love the comments because when you comment, the algorithm picks you up. And that means we get to be seen by lots more people. So much love and light to you, beloved ones. I'll catch you next time. Namaste.